So today I'm playing with ThatGingerbreadMan. We're both taking out U.S. standard battleships. I'm in USS Arizona. He's in USS West Virginia. The enemy team has a pretty nasty division on the opposite side. Giulio Cesare, Kamikaze are some tier 5 ships that are known for being pretty disgustingly overpowered. We'll have to see how we match up against those guys. I wanted to take this video as a chance to talk about something that I think is pretty important, and that's how to handle losses. The World of Warships is a game where you're going to lose a lot. The average player is somewhere between 40 and 60% win rate. Matter of fact, not just the average player, nearly every player in the game is between 40 and 60% win rate. The very, very bottom and the very, very top get outside of that bracket, but for 95% of players, myself included, we're somewhere between that 40 and 60% range. That means 4 out of every 10 matches you start, you're probably going to lose. 4 out of 10 that you start, you're probably going to win. What you do with those other 2 matches out of the 10 is what is going to define your win rate the most. Are you going to be a 40% win rate player or a 60% win rate player? And with that comes much faster grinds, much higher rewards, etc. So this is one of these matches, just spoiler alert, that falls into the 40% range. Gingerbread and I are going to try, but we're not going to win this game. Just go ahead and tell you that right now. But looking at how to focus on improving yourself, how to focus on your gameplay, how to focus on keeping an even keel, an even emotional state, because you're going to have to play a game after this as well, and not allowing yourself to be tilted and frustrated, and understand that losses are just simply part of the game, and the way that you react to them and the way that you handle them is going to affect how quickly you progress in the game and how much you enjoy it. So early on in this game, the carrier came. I actually shot a plane down in USS Arizona, not a ship known for its famous AA suite, both in real life and in the video game. But I'm undetected again. The carrier planes are shot down, and I'm just waiting for a cruiser to pop up early on here. One of the key things to do if you have battleships with concealment expert on them, right, you can stay undetected for quite some time. And here's this Duke of D'Asta. I'm not spotted. He has no idea where I am. He's turning. I shoot a salvo. Gingerbread's going to shoot right behind me as well here. So 2 battleships focusing the same cruiser. It gets blapped by me, and then you can see the shells from Gingerbread come in and finish it off. If you're a low-tier cruiser and you get spotted early in the game, you don't know where the enemy battleships are, make sure you're angled, unfortunately for this poor guy. The reverse happens, I think, right about here. Yeah, our Trento just got spotted. He did exactly the same thing. Low-tier cruisers have no armor or very little armor. Nearly every battleship, other than Furataka, but every battleship is going to immediately target low-tier cruisers as soon as they can. Here's a Königsberg. Arizona has 12 guns. They're quite accurate as well, and have pretty good range. The hull isn't particularly tanky. You do have no AA to speak of. You're slow, but you are quite maneuverable, and the guns are, for a battleship, and the guns are excellent. Particularly against cruisers, maybe less so against battleships, same tier battleships, something like a Bayern or something like that, which has much higher caliber guns, is punchier against battleships. And I'm trying to get towards the middle of the map here, and I'm also trying to create a crossfire with Gingerbread. 2 of us are hoping to focus down a couple of the cruisers here and make sure that we secure this this bottom point. We're getting rolled up at the top already, and we had obviously 2 standard battleships can't particularly push a point quickly, so the C point has been pushed probably by that Kamikaze. So there's not much that we're going to be able to do to cap here, but possibly we can push up towards the center, keep a crossfire, sink a few ships, and turn this game around. Another one of our cruisers is gone. Things are starting to unwind a little bit rapidly. So far, just Gingerbread and I have really done any damage at this point. A couple of team killing ships that we have. If you notice, there's a couple of pink ships down here on the side with us. So it's just me, Gingerbread, and the pinky crew trying to hold the fort down. Again, I'm sailing towards the middle a bit here. We've capped the middle, and I want to make sure that we're able to maintain the middle of the map. And again, I'm still keeping a crossfire with Gingerbread. We're focusing on this Andrea Doria here. He's overextended. I'm able to get a broadside on him because he's angling against GingerbreadMan, and I'm getting some pretty good salvos. We're at 40,000 damage here relatively quickly into the game. And again, continuing to push towards the middle of the map. Our team in the north section is really not looking like they're in a healthy shape. There's a destroyer all by himself up there. We lost another ship. New York is down. And Reds are now capping the center cap as well. So this has gone extremely sideways very, very quickly. But it can be clawed back. There's already a couple of low health ships here. I see this battleship is going to go down. There goes the Doria. Gingerbread got him as well. This Königsberg, it's possible that I'll be able to spot this Königsberg out of the game. There's definitely a destroyer in B. I spot him. I'm just looking over there. It's the Gata. So I have a choice here. This game is getting a little out of control pretty quickly. We don't have any points. The Königsberg goes down. Unfortunately, he was angled even, but yeah. Tier 5 cruisers and armor are not exactly combinations known to exist. Minakaze is dead up. In the north section, we're down to one destroyer. I think we're about to lose the other destroyer down at the sea cap as well. Poor Gingerbread is now basically left by himself. So I'm going to try to force the action here a little bit. Probably not going to be able to claw this game back, but let's see. So here's the Gata. If you're a standard battleship, you're actually much quicker in terms of turning ability than most people anticipate, and I'm going to take advantage of this against the Gata here. What I'm waiting for is that I'm not shooting immediately. I'm waiting for him to show and turn to launch his torpedoes. I was hoping possibly to break one of his torpedo launchers at this point as well. I think he gets off the full salvo torpedoes, so we definitely didn't break anything, but we did land a ton of shells, did half of the ship in damage, and the quick turning ability of the standard battleships just fools him here. He's launching on the green line for his torpedoes. Both salvos of torpedoes miss. I'm going to get one more clean salvo on this Gata here, so I'm just waiting. There's no reason for me to get out of any kind of hurried up. No, I'm not going to shoot right down his tail. I'm going to wait. He turns slightly again. Make sure that I'm going to get shells to land. Got 3 more overpins. Notice also I just shot AP out on both salvos. I had it loaded, and then once he was quite low, there's no reason for me to change ammunition again. Unfortunately, our north section has completely collapsed now. We lost 3 more ships. This game is just a little bit over 5 minutes in terms of combat time. There's only 4 ships left. The carrier, me and Gingerbreadman, and one other battleship. I feel like we've played pretty well to this point between the two of us, but it's just collapsed. I mean, this happens. This is one of those 40% games. So the key thing here, probably just practice technique, right? I guess I could YOLO in, die immediately, go to port, rage about how our team wasn't particularly good. This team wasn't very good. That happens. Again, I said you're going to lose 40% of your games, even if you're a really, really good player. So I push up. I'm going to try to get some additional damage in. More rewards for the game, so more credits, more experience, more free XP in this case. I'm running a premium ship. Also, it's a way for me to practice some scenarios that I'm probably going to need to use at other times. For example, dealing 1v1 with that Gata, right? Like, so I got a little bit of practice on dealing 1v1s with destroyers. Maybe the next game, or maybe later in the week, I'll have a similar scenario, and I'll feel confident in it because I already pulled it off once before. All right, I'm dodging some carrier attention. Notice that no more planes are being shot down Port Arizona. Any aircraft is questionable. And what I'm trying to do is also work on my aim here at this point. So this Peter the Great is absolutely broadside here, and I don't think this is a great salvo. I got a Citadel here, but I think that salvo was just a little bit too far behind him. Second salvo here should finish him off. Yeah, not a Citadel. Peter the Great doesn't have particularly great broadside armor, definitely not against battleship caliber shells. I'm trying to angle back in. I know that there's the kamikaze behind me. I can see it on the minimap. I haven't looked yet, but I see it on the minimap. So I'm angling again. What I want to try to do is not eat kamikaze torpedoes if I can avoid them. I also have the island here to dodge. Carrier torpedoes are unfortunately just a fact of life I'm going to have to live with. The carrier torpedo knocks out my engine though, which is a little bit nasty. I'll try to get a salvo on this kamikaze, and this is where I actually screw something up in this game. The kamikaze was slowing. You could see his smoke as it was, as he was slowing. You could see his smoke wasn't streaming up behind the ship at maximum speed anymore, and he speed juked the salvo. And that's something, like, looking back at it, I mean, even in the actual moment of the game, but looking back at it here, should have taken a bit more time, like I did when I shot the Gata, paid a little bit more attention. Wouldn't have changed the outcome of this match. This match was a loss, but it would be something for me to take away from it in terms of improving my own gameplay. And in these 40% games that you're going to lose, figuring out how to improve your own gameplay is a key thing. I should have absolutely paid attention to the speed that the kamikaze was playing at instead of just trying to snap shoot him. There was no advantage for me in doing that. Continue to work on angling against the 2 battleships here. I also have the Cesare behind me. Just trying to pick my position here so that I'm angled. You can see it's kind of like a triangle of these 3 ships. Unfortunately, one of them is shooting AP at me though, and one of them is shooting HE, so I'm going to angle towards the one shooting AP on my nose here. The HE is probably unsurvivable for me though. And there's nothing I'm gonna do here. It's gonna finish me off. There's too much focus, and the raw HE damage will be enough to finish me, no matter what I do in terms of angling or anything else. I only got 30 seconds until the next heal, and he's gonna get another salvo. Continues to angle, try to take those shells off the belt. Did. It's right off the belt. Pulling forward. The carrier's coming, and Leander shells into the superstructure, so that even angling against the AP completely, it doesn't matter. Gingerbread's left sailing around. I think he's going to pick up 1 or 2 more kills here. But this game is kind of representative of a lot of World of Warships games in the current meta, right? One side just kind of rules the other side. There's nothing that you can do about it. You can try to play well. You can try to focus on improving your abilities during the period of time between sort of when you realize that it's probably a lost game and before you sink, like I did in this case, right? Working on 1v1 against the destroyer, trying to maintain my positioning, trying to work on angling. Those are skills that you are going to use, and then just focus on implementing those in the 20% of the games that you actually can swing the difference in, right? There's some that you're just going to show up, you could AFK in the back, and you're going to win the game. This one, no matter what Gingerbread and I did, I think we combined for 8 kills in this game, and our team was still rolled to the point where it wasn't even competitive for the vast majority of it. I mean, this game was over by about the 6-minute mark into the game. And here's Gingerbread, he's doing the same thing, right? This game is, again, it's over. Gingerbread's still working on, he's keeping a good angling against the Chisari here. Practices shadow up into the superstructure, finish off the Chisari. That's 4 kills as well for Gingerbread. 8 kills for us in total. And unfortunately, just nothing that we can do between the two of us to swing this game. What I see is a lot of people get angry about this kind of stuff. It's not worth it. It's going to happen. It's going to happen to you on the opposite side as well. So enjoy the games. Work on getting the most rewards that you can out of them. Work on improving your own gameplay. And, when you do have those 20-25% of games that you can directly affect, then you'll be in a better position to make sure that you win those games. And that's what's going to make the difference between being a poor player, an average player, and a good player. If you're one of the very, 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 very truly great players in the 63, 64, 65+% win rate, then fantastic. This video is for you guys. Anyways, cheers everybody, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching today. If you enjoyed the video, if you could leave a like, subscribe for more stuff like this, or check out one of the live streams. I stream Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, 4:30 in the afternoon European time, early in the morning North America time, late in the evening in Asia.